Hey, Sean, when you're, I know you haven't been in this situation in a while, but like if you're Arthur Smith and you're coaching this team that has already been eliminated, like what sort of, I guess, how do you sort of motivate the team and how hard is that to do, I guess, when they're not really playing for anything?
Look, I mean, number one, all the tape we've seen on Atlanta has been impressive. And I say it because Arthur's there. You got a new program, a new staff, new general manager, Terry we know well. And you look at the games these guys have played. Our first game, we're gonna get, their best effort. It's anytime you play in this league, it's important. And so it's an important game for us. And I would argue just on the other side, it's an important game for them. Anytime you're building a program, you're wanting to see improvement. You're wanting to see all the things that lay the foundation for success.
Sean, speaking of that, building a program, just how important is culture? And this is kind of abstract, but like, how do you go about building that to have that winning culture? It seems like that's something that's really fed you guys this year.
Yeah, look. Number one, I think it starts with the people, the ingredients, and that's everyone. It's players, it's coaches, it's your training room, your equipment, everyone in the building, and finding the right people. And then I think it's then the little things, the details. And but I think what's paramount is starting and finding the like-minded people that share the same goals.
Now, was there a point in your career when you realized that the culture was like finally there, like it was where you wanted to be? Like at what point did you realize you had got there?
It's a little bit like a garden in that you got to attend to it, kind of every day. We had a hard training camp that first year in 2006. I didn't know what kind of team we had, as a first year head coach, and you're anxious to see. It felt like we were 6 months in that training camp, and then we had some early success, which gives you confidence. And you hear me talk all the time about that. And so that first year, we built the foundation with the draft class. We built the foundation. We were going through all the different players that we brought in that year. We had a good playoff run, and then we fell on some hard times in 7 and 8. But that 06 class and the 06 training camp and the 06 beginning, I think, helped us relative to the 09 season and 10, 11. And then look, there for a little bit, after 13, it wasn't as good. And then again, it gets back to your procurement of players and the right coaches. And so it's never just stationary. It's something that you got to work at.
Sean, Marquez Callaway said yesterday he's kind of starting to feel like he belongs after a couple of these bigger games. Can you see that in a young player when that's coming on and see just kind of their belief in themselves grow?
Absolutely. We saw signs of it last year, and I think look, if he says it, you're seeing it. He made a lot of big plays for us last week, and he's getting a lot of targets. I think he's got strong hands, and sometimes when you're undrafted, you gotta build that confidence maybe. But I certainly think he feels like not only he belongs, but he can make a play when we need one.
Sean, you were talking about the culture and establishing that foundation earlier. Having that foundation in place, did you feel very confident that was what was going to get you through the adversity that you were facing this season? Were you confident that you were going to be able to weather everything that was thrown at you this year?
Well, when you start a year, you don't know what it entails. But back to the initial part of the question, the reason that you're finding the right players and the right people is not necessarily for success. It's to rebound, because we just finished talking about it in this league. When you're playing 17 games or in the past 16 games, it's such a it's such a long journey that there's going to be some ups and downs, and so getting back up Monday, coming in, after a loss and getting back to work isn't necessarily easy, but you have to have the right guys, and you have to have the right players and the right leadership, and the team that cares about each other, and it doesn't guarantee success, but it can certainly help when you hit some adversity. All right, thank you.
Oh, shit.
For my man Scott, man. Shout out to Scott and the team at Legends.
Hey, Alvin, I just wanted to ask you about, I know this isn't your situation, but if you're a team like the Falcons who are already eliminated, how motivated would you be as a team to be able to, get a chance to knock another team out of the playoffs or whatever what's at stake for you all and for them?
I mean, eliminated or not, I think the tempo will be the same, the message will be the same, trying to get a win, and then especially if you got a chance to kind of knock somebody else off their pivot, another team off their pivot. So I don't expect them to come in and lay down. I mean, I don't expect to go in there and just walk out of there with a win. So we got to be on our game. It is what it is. It's another opportunity. It's another week in the season, the last week, but it's another week. So everybody promised 17 games. Their promise is 17 games, so I don't expect nothing less than a hard game.
Luke Johnson.
Alvin, what's it been like for you watching Marquez kind of take off these last couple of weeks with a couple big games? Just considering everything that was kind of put on his shoulders this year, as a guy who's only in his second year, was an undrafted rookie last year, all that stuff.
Man, I'm just excited for him, and I mean, just happy for him. Like, that's like my little bro. We went to school together at Tennessee, and just watching him from 2016 all the way up until now, like, just being with him and kind of just seeing like his progression, like just not on the field, not only on the field but off the field. I mean, just happy for him, happy for his family, and then I mean he's obviously stepped up and been able to fill a role that he got asked to fill. It wasn't something that, being in his second year, undrafted rookie, everything was against him. But I mean, he don't think about it like that. He coming to work and he like, man, I got to go ball. I got to put us in position to win. So happy for him, and I'm proud of him.
John DeShazer.
Alvin, how much has this just felt like a playoff game or atmosphere since it is an elimination game essentially? How much has it felt that way this week?
Man, I mean, we've been on it. I mean, we on it every year. I mean, every game, every week. But I mean, the preparation, I think it was one of our better practice weeks. I think knowing that, and I think just because guys is just it's like I said earlier, it's the 17th game. It's like that's all you promise, really. I mean, I think just the preparation that we've had this week has been with that in mind. Like, this is the last one that's promised. We got to go. Everything else from now on, we got to go take. What I'm saying? Starting with this one. So, I mean, I think guys is ready. Guys got the right mindsets. We locked in, and it's time on Sunday.
Amy Just.
Yeah, unrelated to football. You were at LSU South Carolina last night. What does that mean to you, just to show your support, whether that's for the Pelicans or women's basketball or whatever's really going on?
Oh yeah, man, Moki is my home girl for real. But it was a cool game. It was a good atmosphere to be in, and I don't get to Baton Rouge too much, but just being able to be there and kind of get some love and then show some love to the women's basketball team, and just kind of soak that up. We get so caught up in our season. Like, I find myself, like, it's rare that I go to a sporting event. So, like, when I get to go, it's kind of cool. Like, I just, it's a different feel for me. So, I mean, it was cool just being out there. And then, it was a lot of Saints fans. But just being a part of, that different kind of mix of, the support for LSU women's basketball is huge. So, I mean, it was fun. It was cool. I'm trying to make another game.
Aaron Wolf.
Alvin, what's up, man? Obviously, four QBs this year. How have you seen maybe the offense evolve as you guys are going through different QBs and Sean's play calling?
Man, throughout? I mean, I really don't even have an answer for it other than, I think once that happens, I think everybody kind of like creates some type of like protective shell and tries to do whatever they can to, you know, make that transition for whoever's in the game as seamless as it can be, including Sean. Like, I mean, you know, Sean, I think he's probably one of the smartest people in football, period, from coach, front, like anything. So I think what he does a good job of, you know, managing, you know, not only the expectation, but, you know, the just the situation, you know, even with, I'll go to Ian coming in and playing, like, I mean, and then it was a unique week because we didn't even really practice. So Ian coming in and Sean kind of just giving him opportunity to, you know, not only be comfortable, but execute the best they can with what we had. So I think with the quarterback kind of shuffle thing, I mean, it's a group effort, and I think our team, we understand how to maneuver and how to pivot, you know, when things don't go our way. So it is what it is. I think it's just one of those things you look at and you look back and be like, damn, that was kind of cool. Like, you don't see that really happen too often.
Right. For you, obviously, it's been a lot of change for the season, but you've been the kind of one constant. What's it been like seeing all these moving parts, quarterback, team, and you kind of being the one constant?
Yeah, man. I think if you ask all my teammates, like, you know, I'm the same week in, week out. Like, I mean, no matter what. So me coming in, and I say this, it's year 5 now, and I've been saying this since my rookie year. Whatever I can do to help the team win. If I had to punt, if Blake went down, I had to punt. If I got to snap the ball, I'm going to do what I got to do. So just watching, like, you know, the season go on and you know, parts move around and things happen, circumstance, this and that like inspired me even more to kind of just, you know, make sure I was like on my shit, really, you know what I'm saying, and make sure I was doing what I had to do to help. You know, obviously I went down those 4 games and that was tough, and I talked about, you know, being so anxious to be back, but wanting to be back at 100% and things like that. So just being able to be available and help my team in the best way I can, I mean, that's the beauty in it, even with everything that's been going on.
Luke Johnson.
Hey, Alvin. I mean, for you, this is year 5 now, and I'm curious, now that you've kind of hit that personal milestone, what you've learned about yourself, about what kind of takes to be successful in this game. You know, just to kind of go from there, I guess.
Man, I think year 5, golly, it's quick. It happened quick, but I think to be successful, like, you know, to have the amount of success that I've had, it don't even come during the season, because when I hit the season, I'm just like, it's back to regular scheduled program. Like, I think off season is what separates a lot of these guys, you know, in the NFL. I mean, my off season, I'm training in the off season like I'm preparing for the draft. Like I don't know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that serious. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I want to be available and help my team win in any way. So the best thing I could do is put my best foot forward and try to prepare for every single circumstance. And that's why I train so hard. Like, people ask, like, why you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and train, and why you do this and why you do that? It's like, cause I know what results I get when I do that. You know what I'm saying? So for me to not do that would not only be shorting myself, but my team. And I wouldn't get the result. Like, I don't care if it's one morning not waking up on time. Like, you know, some mornings, you know, you more tired than other mornings, and I might wake up a little bit late one morning, and I'm like, shoot, and I'm just thinking, then I fast forward and think about, you know, what that would do to affect my season. So it's like, man, I'm on it, you know what I'm saying? So I think just consistency in your routine, like, not even during the season, but in the off season, I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned and watched, and, you know, watched other guys, you know, maybe not do the things that, you know, they did when they got in, and, you know, it's slowly they've declined. I mean, not even slowly, they've declined pretty, like, rapidly, because they just didn't have the same mindset or the same like just grit and hustle that they had when they had success, and then they're wondering why they're not successful. It's like, bro, you're not doing what you did when you were successful, you know. And it's a conversation that I think, for me, I go extreme with it. So a lot of people don't like talking to me because I got a short temper and a short fuse for, like, work ethic. Like, it's just either you do it or you get the hell away from me. Like, it is what it is. So I think that's been my main, like, thing that's kept me going, like, through 5 years. And I don't really even feel like it's a long time. Some might say it's a long time, but I mean, I feel like I got so much more ahead of me, and I mean, I'm gonna just keep doing the same things and keep trying to, you know, surround myself with the right people and the right group of, you know, the right nucleus of, like, trainers, friends, like the same things that got me here today. So that's my short little spiel.
Got time for a few more. Brad Walker.
Yeah, Alvin, thanks for reminding us why we gave you the media award.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But how hard is it going to be Sunday to, you're trying to focus on the game and then not peek at the scoreboard to see, what the 49ers and Rams are doing? Is that hard to do?
I think I'm gonna just go from my point of view. I never, the scores be playing during the game, and I never realize it until I'm trying to look at like either how many timeouts we got left, how much time is left in the quarter, or like I'm looking at the score, You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't never even realize where the scores are at or what's going on, who's playing, because we got a game to play. But I don't think it'll be hard. Somebody will have a score. Probably somebody on the sideline. Somebody, they'll probably make it a big deal in the stadium. I don't know, but I mean, we'll figure out. For me, I'll just wait till after the game and figure it out. Like I think 2 years ago we had something like that happen, and it was for seeding, and the game didn't end like it was supposed to end at the same time, but I think it was like the Lions and somebody else, and we went in the locker room and we got to catch like the last 2 minutes, and it obviously ain't happened how we wanted it to happen. But that's when I figure out the news, go in the locker room and see what's going on. I guess I'll wait for somebody to tell me though, because I'm not really into all that. I just kind of mind my business.
Got time for 2 more. We'll go to Nick Underhill and then we'll finish with Cam Wolf.
There's a way you guys define success in the running game, like almost changing a week by week basis. Like, is it like some games, like it might not be a lot of yards, but it's like setting things up? Does it change like every week how you kind of look at it?
I think we go in with I go in every week like, man, I want to for our old line, like I want y'all to be able to have a 100-yard rushing game or whatever, such and such. Let me rewind. Let me go personal first. Personally, I don't go into a game with like a personal goal, like I want this many catches or this many yards or this many. But for, like I said, now I'm going to go back. For our O-line, like I want it to look like, 100 yards, 150 yards rushing and, just taste them out on the ground and things like that, like for rushing-wise, because I think that, that gives our O-line confidence. And, sometimes I get on Sean on the sideline, like, give us the ball, like, shoot, make them, when we're running well, like, make the other team stop the run. Because our O-line can do it, and they want to do it. Like, they want to, they want us to keep running the ball and keep bullying people. So, I mean, I like it for the O-line because that juices me up more than me actually having the ball. Like, just seeing them go and maul people and work together on them combo blocks and move and work up to the second level and get all these blocks and just execute, because, that's a hard job. Even the receivers and the tight ends, like, that's a hard job to do, block for the run. So, I mean, I think just for, like, our morale, like, I like having, like, that that success running the ball. So, I mean, I don't know. For me personally, I don't have a personal goal each week, but I think as a unit, I think we, like, personally, I just, want us to obviously have some volume so we can get to, 100-yard rushing games and 150-yard rushing games. So that's what it is.
Last one from Cameron Wolf.
Alvin, what's up, man? You were one of the guys in this era who kind of really established the hybrid player, the receiving and running. Curious your thoughts, so a guy on the other side of the field, Cordell Patterson, and maybe the evolution of the hybrid player in this league.
Cordell been a hybrid, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Like, I mean, I knew Cordell. Cordell went to Hutch. Cordell went to Tennessee. Like, so, I kind of went that same route, and I knew about Cordell. Me and Cordell are pretty cool. I ain't talked to him, but we pretty cool. And, I was talking to somebody this week about him being on the Falcons and, like, him finally, like, utilizing all his skills, because, other places he's been, it's like, okay, well, he was just punt returning, or he was just kick returning, or he was, he might have 2 reps at running back or something for some gadget play and then go back to receiver and kind of just, do whatever. But on the Falcons, it's like he's doing what he knows he could have done his whole career. And, I mean, they do a good job of, letting him create and letting him affect the game and impact the game. So, I mean, he definitely, like, one of those guys, especially this year, that's like putting that stamp on that hybrid, player, that hybrid athlete in the NFL. And I mean, I felt like I knew he could have done that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but I mean, it's all in timing. So, I mean, he's in the right spot for it.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, thanks, AK.
Yep.
Change kind of affect your mental prep going in, knowing you're gonna okay, normally you get like 50% of the reps, and now you're probably going to get all of them?
I think throughout the week, he was kind of telling me that his shoulder was hurting, and so I got worried. But as far as my preparation, it doesn't change too much. Pretty much did prepare the same way I usually do. Obviously knowing I'm going to play more reps, but didn't change too much.
Luke Johnson.
Paulson, how do you feel like your game has developed over the course of the year, just with how much football you've been able to play, at this level?
Yeah, I think I'm getting more comfortable every week. Gained a lot of experience playing in a lot of games, so definitely still a lot to learn, but I feel like I've come a long way.
Amy Just.
Obviously, this is your rookie year, so you don't know any different, but just reflecting on the last season and how kind of wild things have been for the team, what have you learned through all of the adversity that the team in general has faced this season?
Just to control what you can control. There's a lot of external factors that are happening, but as far as me, just worried about what I can control to help my team and help myself, be in a better position.
Luke?
Hey, kind of related to that, what have you learned about yourself, and how, like, what it takes to kind of have success at this level?
Just the amount of work it takes. As far as being detailed, everything at this level is a lot faster. Everybody's better, everybody's smarter, so the little things matter. That's probably one thing I learned.
Anything else for Paulson? All right, I think we're all set. Thanks, Paulson.
Thank you.
Thank you. I feel like just about every time we talk to you, we talk about Thomas. Maybe that will eventually end, but not this week. You looking forward to seeing him? Just how much have you been following what he's been up to this year?
Yeah, obviously really looking forward to seeing him. I knew the whole time last year when he got released that he was going to land on his feet somewhere. I said that publicly, and obviously that's happened, and then some. So I follow what he does, every week, just like I follow a lot of guys, and just really happy for him. Obviously, he's proven that he's still got it, and hoping he doesn't have it this weekend. But it's been a great season for him, and just kind of watching him prove people that he's still got it.
What does that mean to you, that you have a mentor in him like that, and how he, helped you in the early parts of your career?
Yeah, it was a really unique situation last year, and a lot of guys aren't privy to that and don't have that kind of mentorship their first season. So a lot of guys are thrown in the fire, and I kind of wasn't. So I'm very thankful for that, thankful for him, and I hoping to maintain that friendship for a long time.
Nick Underhill?
Like, just going through your first full season, is there anything that you kind of learned about yourself? Is there any ways that you kind of evolved as the season went along?
Yeah, I think, last year I learned a lot, but you really don't learn a lot until you're in it and you're playing. So I'd say as the season gone on, just handling certain situations, this league's all about situational awareness. So just being able to, dictate, where we are on the field, what hash we're on, weather, stuff like that. But there's stuff I can really improve upon, the rest of this year and going into next year. I felt like I've had some solid games, but also some games where, I could have affected the game in an even bigger way. So just constant, learning curve, learning experience, and really looking forward to, this game and beyond.
Is that situational awareness in that? Is that even heightened, like when you're playing a style of football like you guys kind of are, where field position is played so paramount in every single game?
Yeah, I go into every single game, wanting to make a very big impact, and especially how we're playing right now. We're playing great defense. I feel like if I can affect the game in a big way, our defense is going to shut, the opposing offense down. So just really trying to help those guys out as much as I can, and hoping to play a big role in this game too.
Amy Just?
took a little bit for the team to establish some stability in the kicking game. What's it been like, I guess, reuniting with Brett and working together as a unit with him?
Yeah, look, losing Will during camp was really, really tough on everybody. And obviously, you know, we've kind of been through some trials and tribulations with the kicking game. But Brett's done a great job. I think he's 13 in a row right now on field goals. And that's just, you know, Zach's really stuck with me and helped me out as a holder. And then Brett's really been clear and concise with what he wants out of me and Zach. So, you know, it's been great. He's a great guy. Obviously, he's kind of rebooted his career here, which has been great. And we're really going to need him this last, you know, hopefully couple games of the season. He's been big for us, especially, you know, he's scoring all the points against Tampa Bay and, you know, 4 field goals last week. So he's playing a big role for us.
Luke Johnson.
I'm going to ask the important question here. Is this the beginnings of a playoff mustache?
So in college, I kind of, you know, would shave my facial hair in different ways for good luck. I did it last week. I had a goatee last week. Kind of flew under the radar. We won that game. So this is the next step. I'm not sure where it goes after this, but hopefully it has someplace to go.
Amy?
You taken any inspiration from some like Cam Jordan's former headshots? if you've seen those?
No, he's a far more decorated player than me, so I'm gonna wait until, you know, my career is kind of taken off before I kind of enter that realm.
Just look them up if you haven't.
No, I've seen them. I've seen them. That's not the problem. The awareness is not the problem.
Okay.
Anything else for Blake?
Yeah, I've got one more. Back to my last serious question. Just how important is that to be on the same page with everybody, knowing that there have been a lot of moving pieces for y'all on special teams?
Yeah, it's really, you know, special teams is all about repetitions, especially with, you know, kicker, holder, snapper, that whole operation, because there's multiple moving parts. Obviously, a punt, you have the snap and the punt. With the field goal operation, you have the snap, the hold, and the kick. So it's a 3-part operation, and you know, every kicker likes their own, you know, how the ball's tilted, you know, where the laces are pointing relative to which hash you're on. So it's really just kind of, for me and Zach, getting a feel for what those guys like, and especially, you know, having a couple weeks with a certain guy, you really get to know each other really well. And you know, I think that's been a big part of our success, you know, the latter half of the year. Brett really getting comfortable with us and us getting comfortable with him as well.
All right. I think we're all set, Blake. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I guess, how you feeling? How weird was it to watch last week's game from home?
No, I'm leaving it alone. NFL ain't gonna find me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My bad. I was talking to J-Mac over here. He's telling me to take my mask off,
okay.
and I was telling me to take my mask off, said the NFL is not gonna find me. But yeah, feeling better. You know, there was about 3 days where I was feeling pretty sick, but getting my wind back now, getting better now. As far as watching the game at home, it sucked. I mean, I did it earlier in the year too, and it's not a fun thing. But I'm happy we came out with the win. That's the positive about it. I'm looking forward to being back out there this week.
Luke Johnson.
Hey, Eric. I mean, I think you only missed like a handful of snaps your first couple of years. What's this year been like for you? Just, I mean, has it kind of been a lesson in just how hard it is to stay on the field, even though you did pretty well the first couple of years?
Yeah. I would definitely say that I look back on my first years and realize how lucky I was, because there's times where I should have been injured, times where I should have been hurt. I just made it out all right, I guess, because I was super young and still young now. But yeah, it's a hard thing to do to play all the games. But it's definitely going to be a goal of mine each year. Just because the best ability is availability. Let me get that out right.
Catherine?
Hey, Eric, this is kind of similar to Luke's question. I know from the outside, we always say things like this year seems like more of a challenge than other years because of all the things that have happened. But when you're in the middle of it, Is that how you look at it? But COVID and injuries, or do you not notice, I guess, all the things that are going on around you?
For me personally, not really. The only week that I was really like, dang, we kind of down. It was against Miami, just because we had so many guys out. But outside of that, injuries. I mean, that's stuff that happens every year. We just have to play the next play, next man up mentality, and really just be able to face adversity and handle it well.
Amy?
Yeah, piggybacking off of that, y'all have been through a lot this year, but you're still in contention for the playoffs. I guess, what does that just say about the team as a whole? That y'all lost 5 straight, you've been through some stuff, but you still have something to play for on Sunday.
Yeah, I would just say that it shows the resiliency and the attitude of this team. These guys are fighters, they're warriors, and it just overall shows the mentality that the team has, and that's how we're going to fight, even when we're back into the corner.
Luke Johnson?
I hate to keep beating on the same thing with you, Eric, here, but if I remember correctly, you played every single game in college too, right?
Yeah, I missed a half versus Auburn my last year there, but that was it. Outside of that, I played every snap pretty much. So it's new.
So I'm just curious for somebody like that, who basically went like 6 straight years without missing like a single game. What is that experience like watching a game on TV? Like where just knowing you can't be there and you don't really get like the full vantage point that you normally would on the field and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if I'm technically allowed to say this. J-Mac, correct me. But number one, I hate it because I want to be out there with my boys. Number two, I can't stand commentating. It's not my thing. Absolutely hate commentating.
Yeah, you're allowed, I think.
Yeah, okay. Hate that more than anything. But yeah, it's definitely new. I mean, I haven't missed a game my entire career up until this point. Not in Little League, not in high school, middle school, college. So it's definitely something that I'm kind of learning how to handle that adversity myself, and really kind of how to get in the groove once I miss a game. So yeah, just kind of fighting that own battle myself, and ultimately just doing the best I can to stay available.
By getting a groove, do you mean like when you're forced to sit out for a while, you kind of lose some of the, I guess, the continuity? Is that kind of the right word for it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even when I came back after my calf injury, it took me a couple of games just to get back used to hitting people. And man, after that first Seattle game, I felt like I got jumped into a game. Like, I felt like somebody beat the crap out of me. It was just hard to walk for like 2 days. But and just coming back off of this COVID stuff, getting my wind back, getting my muscles back really, because I didn't do anything for 5-6 days. So it's definitely like an adjustment period that comes with it for me. And I'm trying to just think of the best way to handle that and going forward.
Amy?
Yeah, speaking of coming back after long injuries, Ryan Ramczyk has been back at practice this week. It's been a while since he's been around. What's that been like, just having him out there at practice?
Yeah, I mean, you just have a sense of confidence. You know the type of guy that Ryan is. You know the type of player he is. He's an all-pro, Pro Bowl. Well, okay, never mind. Not Pro Bowl, all-pro guy. Just having that confidence that he's out there, because you know that he's going to be out there strapping every play he's in. Yeah, it just gives the offensive line as a whole the confidence.
Anything else for Eric? All right. I think we're all set.
Cool.
Appreciate your time, Eric.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Eric.